Was there something that you were thinking about? You're like, you know what? Like, I really need to do this for people.
I mean, revolution.
Mhm. Hey guys, this is David Cruz with the Optimum Advantage Podcast. And today I'm joined by James Martucci. He's the CEO of Sidekicks. So super excited to talk to him, find out what his company's about. So how you doing, James?
I mean, you said my last name right, proving you're from New Jersey. So that's
Yes. Got my stepdad to thank for that one.
yeah, I much appreciated. I've heard Martucci, Mar everything. So much appreciated. Yeah,
One of the
thanks for
few perks.
having
So, can you tell me a little bit about what Sidekicks is, like how it got started?
me. So Sidekicks really, our mission is to design options for broken systems. Okay, so the first one we decided to tackle is entrepreneurship. 70% of all humans have at least one idea for a business during their lifetime. 92% of those humans never take a single action towards building that idea. You look at why, and it's, there's like the human side, right? You're afraid to fail, maybe perfectionist, risk averse, maybe not, there's no support, or, just all those like emotional, like the feelings that go, and maybe you lack self-confidence, right? And then all the other stuff. So you just don't have access to networks or support groups or funding or education or opportunities, or, like the system and the way it's built is really churned out like the same humans. It's like, it's almost
Mm,
a copy of and paste of the same people that get to build the same ideas for humanity. So we were
mm,
like, well, now let's solve that. And let's just solve it in one place. And so we built Sidekicks, which is a mobile app that comes out in March. And it's really, you take any idea, any stage, any industry, and it'll map out every action that you need to take in order, break it into milestones, and they're all really small, digestible. I mean, you can like do this while you're just like sitting on the toilet. You can literally like build it, right? They're all really small. So
oh,
it helps you slowly build your business over time. It introduces you to people that can help you along the way when you need that kind of help. So it's really smart. It builds the resources for you. You can talk to it. It'll learn from you as you build your idea, make different suggestions for resources. It'll create trainings for you so you can complete each thing, each step successfully. So it's like a one-stop shop, man. There's a built-in community for entrepreneurs, and if you ever get stuck, there's always someone there to help you. And so that's what we
y-
built.
you know what? That's actually that's incredible because being an entrepreneur myself, that is one of the biggest hurdles that, you think it's going to be all these other things, but it's really just keeping focused on like what the next step is, those bottlenecks. Cause sometimes like as an entrepreneur, you're like, oh my God, my website, you're like focused on the branding and you get stuck on a logo, like things like that we're just all prone to do. But that like giving people those steps is a phenomenal idea. How did you come across? Is this something that you struggled with yourself or?
I mean, I was really young, and I was obsessed with like creating experiences for other humans when I was little. And so I started my first business when I was 8, like selling candy on the bus. I was that guy. um,
From
and
start.
yeah, I got caught, with like I had $120 in cash and a bag full of blow pops, and the principal made it to be a bad thing. It was like, don't do that again. You're going to get in trouble, right? And then, but I didn't. I started another business and another business and another one, and I ended up being a music producer, and I owned a record label and a recording studio, and I did that for most of my life until one day I didn't know what else to do. I felt like maybe there was a puzzle piece I was missing. Like all these other humans seemed to know what to do.
Uh-huh.
And, I didn't. And, fast forward, I spent 10 years at Apple, like 6 or 7 years in startup world doing all kinds of things. And then I met this guy. I was like, man, I'm going to start my own business. And I met this guy named Ron, who was just an Uber driver, and he had all these ideas about like how to change the energy infrastructure in the United States. And he was just like, he had 25 years of experience in, as an electrician, and he was like talking about like the evolution of recharging like cars and solar, and it was just he was brilliant. And every question I asked him about how he was going to take his idea and make it a reality, he didn't have an answer. And I said, that's it. Like, we need to provide personalized support and road mapping to help people navigate this world, and not like create a band-aid or build another resource, but like actually help people take actions, because that's what's missing. Anyone can like Google, how do I start a business?
Mm.
They still don't do anything with that information, right? So
Yeah, that guidance, man, is so invaluable. And I know this because like uh it's kind of the same thing, but just to put it into like a different context is when you work out, right? Like when I was younger, I was severely overweight, and most people understand this because most people have tried to lose weight or they want to change their shape. So you can go online, you could look up whoever you want, but until you really find like a good guide or a coach or something, that's when it becomes real. And I was lucky enough to like know a couple of my buddies that were competitive bodybuilders, and I would be asking them like 1,000 questions about like, what should I wear when we go? And it's like, dude, like, why are you focusing on that? Right. And it's that guidance of like the key important things and getting people to actually, I think that's incredible what
yeah,
you're doing, man.
you
That's
gotta
really
like
awesome.
help people get out of their head, right? I,
Yeah.
you just
Yeah.
so I was in a similar situation. I was really overweight when I was a young kid, and I lost like 100 pounds in my 20s. But it was like other people that helped me do that. Really like Tony Horton. But I don't know if you remember
Mm-hmm.
P90X, but he was
Yeah.
yeah,
You
I
killed
love.
me a lot of times.
Oh yeah, it hurt so bad. It was great. But yeah, I mean, so that's what it is. It's like, get out of your own head, and we'll help you navigate and empower you to like become what you want to become.
That's so cool, man. And I think the other part of it is great too, is putting people in touch with other people, because it kind of makes it more real of like, oh, okay, it's not just an idea anymore. Like somebody actually cares. How did you get that into the app?
Yeah, I mean, so two things. I did tons and tons and tons of market validation. We did interviews and studies and surveys. And so what we found is, okay, so mentorship, and people use this word mentor a lot. People use words a lot without defining them, right?
Yeah,
You hear people, and
especially
then,
now.
yeah, and then they become a thing, and everyone starts to say it. Like if someone else says the words thought leadership to me, I don't know what I'm gonna do, but I'm not gonna be happy. But so mentorship, what we found is the best results happen when it's organic, not when you're assigned a mentor, but when you
Mhm.
find one on your own, just like a friend, right? So we knew that wouldn't work, and there's lots of other mentor platforms out there that are trying to do that. And so I was like, well, it's got to be based in science and how adults learn. And so as an adult, you learn really in three big buckets. It's from experience, right? 70% of how you learn is like you actually have to go through the thing. 20% is from somebody else, right? Like think of a hero's journey. If you're familiar with that, like Luke Skywalker, there's a story, right? He
Mhm.
goes through and he has his person that it like gives him advice that was already a Jedi, right?
Mhm.
Like you got to learn from the person that's already done it, and so that's really what we call an advisor, and that's why companies have an advisory board. They're the people that are supposed to have already done what you're doing and can help you move through what you need to do. And so that was number one. Is okay. Well, now we have this. You want to build a pizza shop? We'll introduce you to Nathan. He owns 5 of them, right? It's like that person's doing what you want to do. And so that connection is really important. And then,
Yeah.
peer connection, like learning from each other. So we built a full like social media app inside the platform. So there's like live chat rooms, and they have different categories and live chats, and you can even form squads with people and do private group chats and work together.
That's invaluable. I mean, just even being able to talk to somebody, because access is huge, man. I mean, like I would have never been able to scale my company or do any of the things that I have without having talked to somebody that's done it first. Because even as an entrepreneur, like people say that we're like risky, right? Like it's like, oh, you're taking a risk and all this stuff, but all we do is try to mitigate risk. Like the entire time we're like, we're very cautious about how we move and things like that. So having that confidence of having somebody there, I think is a really cool idea that especially the way that you have it structured. Um, when are you guys launching?
So we have our beta is coming out. We're launching in two different phases. So our first phase comes out next month in March, and then 2 months later, the second phase will come out. And we're splitting it in half to launch kind of like the community section and the advisor section first, and then we'll launch like the AI part and all the planning tools, and we're even going to do live events and all that kind of stuff. So if there's like a business event at Harvard next Tuesday at 9, everyone should be able to go to that, right? So it's
Yeah.
like it's really like increase access, provide a new system so more people can build the future of humanity, and multiply opportunity for everybody else.
You know what's crazy about that is like there was a time where I felt I was missing that puzzle piece of like I didn't know what to do within my life. And because I had gone through like all these different things, I landed on fitness and I started to see the value that brought me. And then inevitably, right, like you find something good, you want to show other people, right? Like it was like this pain I had fixed in my life. And once I got through enough of that and I ended up getting in shape,
Yeah.
I was like, all right, well, we're always trying to advance and move forward. So I figured, what's the next step? And then inevitably, you always land on like, first it's health, right? And then it's financial freedom. And I think you hit that second part of it. And I don't think that's really addressed as much as like the
Yeah.
first part is because health has been blown up on Instagram, on all these things, because it's something easy to see. But like the part that you're really addressing now, I think is really crucial for humanity, really, our country.
Yeah. Do you know the you're spot on, man. Like the labor market has changed drastically, right? Like 11 million people lost their jobs last year, something like that, and that's just the ones that are documented, right? Not through attrition or we didn't backfill our positions. And that's going to probably double because of AI, right? There'll be like an evolution in careers and jobs. Some jobs will go away and some jobs will change. And we're going to see like a 40 to 45% increase in solo entrepreneurship by the end of this year. And so there's going to be so many more people that have to start businesses to survive. And it's already happening. Like 73% of people between 22 and 44 are, already have a side hustle because they have to. So
Oh yeah.
everything is changing. There's, it's just there's going to be so much more opportunity because of technology. Like people are going to need help. So, there's no need to do it alone. Yeah.
No, no, and it's not even a good idea to do it alone because like there's so many resources out, and what you said too, and it's spot on. It's inevitable, right? Like you can't stop progress, and one of the big issues that is going to come up is that it's actually going to be riskier to just settle down for a 9 to 5 because now you don't know if you invest all that college, that time, that career into a business that you don't even know if it's going to be there. Whereas entrepreneurship is, in my opinion, I think really even more stable because when you look at it objectively, as in like life, it's like the goal of life when you just step back for a moment, it's like, all right, did you fulfill whatever it is that you came here to fulfill, right? Like did you do the thing that made you happy? And I don't think for most people it's that 9 to 5. And I think even staying in a place like that, that's a risk within itself.
Yeah.
And giving somebody the option to really be able to do that because you really can't do it alone. It's even with the tools that are out there, like you can do it alone. Like it's easier now where like before you needed to like, hire different people for all these, even something as easy as like cold email marketing with these AI tools. Like now you can do it alone, but the guidance is still like, you still need that guidance and somebody to walk you through it
Yeah.
because like,
Yeah.
there's no school for this.
Yeah. There's so, I mean, every single decision is like a whole new territory. You're like, marketing, what do you mean I have to like email? And like, how do I, oh, then you have to set up an account and you have to think, well, what am I going to say? And how are people going to like what I say? And then does what I say respond, like, just represent my brand? And like, how, like there's like so much just in sending an email. You're like,
Yeah.
help me. Somebody help me. But also, I mean, I think that's like, we're gonna like really vet services and products for people as well, because I've used, like, us building this company. Oh my god, like, I don't know if you've ever set up an AWS account, but I wanted to like
Mm.
destroy my computer. Amazon, who said, I don't know who designed that product or who said, yes, this is a good idea, but it's not. It all sucks. And so, I think like the resources and navigating the resources that exist today, it's even harder, you know? Uh,
Mhm.
but I met this lady who, she dedicated her life like to helping people start businesses, and she was part of the interview process. And I said, what is it, like, what keeps people from moving forward? And she was just like, 99%, it's all in their heads. You have to just get people out of their head and get them to start taking small actions. And so you can really like, there's the actions we have like set out for people. They're so small, and they change based on the other actions you take. And so it learns from you. It understands your situation, and your what's recommended for you will not be recommended for anyone else. Just you, right? So
So these are custom.
yeah, yeah. Well, that's the only way to do it, right? Because your path is
Uh,
not my path. So, every situation has so many variables. The only way to do it is to be, behaviorable and personalized based on who you are and your situation, you know?
That's incredible, man. Yeah, and I honestly, like, to hear about something like this even makes me hopeful, because for a while, like, even as the internet came out, they're realizing that school, it's such an old system, first of all. Like,
Yeah.
they designed it back in the day, like, the way with the school bells and everything, so that you could be a good factory worker, and then the whole thing about, like, getting this degree is just to prove that, like, you know how to, like, behave and come on time and be, like, responsible to somebody else's situation, where, I don't think that's necessary anymore. And the more people that you can get out of that loop, that 9 to 5, I think, it's such a great thing, man. It'll help us, even as a culture, I think.
Yeah. I met with this guy named John who, he works, just a normal 9 to 5 job. And I told him this idea, and he was like, man, I've always wanted to build a business. And I was like, well, why don't you? He's like, well, I feel really secure. Like, he has a job and he gets a steady paycheck and he's got a wife and 2 kids. And I was like, well, that's what we are solving for, is what if you could build your business, keep your security, and until you're ready to transition to your business. And I know a lot of people like are like, well, you have to struggle, you have to go through it, you have to have nothing, no B plan. Not anymore, man. That's not, you don't have to do it that way anymore. You can be
Uh
smart, strategic, take small steps, and earn enough revenue to leave your job.
Yeah, especially with the economy we have now. I mean, there's so much side work that you could do, even if you did decide, like, hey, you know what, I'm gonna take this Uber Eats on the side.
Yeah.
There's so many different outlets, and I would totally, anybody watching this specifically, like, to definitely take that leap, because nothing is more fulfilling.
Yeah.
It's like nothing is more fulfilling than knowing that you put your idea out there, that you're providing, like, value and a service for people. It's almost the same kind of confidence that you get when you finally get in shape, and being overweight for a while, and you're like, wow, like, what is this thing? It's like, this is it makes you so happy that, like, I didn't understand it when I was younger. I was like, oh, like, who doesn't want to go out and party all the time and just, just get drunk? And then you get older and you're like, oh, okay,
Yes.
like, there's more. So
Yes. Yes. Agreed.
it's definitely a beautiful thing, man.
Yeah.
What kinda made you switch into this, other than the business aspect of it? You know what I mean? Was there something that you were thinking about? You're like, "You know what? Like, I really need to do this for people."
I mean, revolution.
Mhm.
I think like it's not just this. It's there's 25 million people in the United States that don't have access to vegetables. There's so many people that cannot afford healthcare. I'm one of them, and I think we don't really build systems that take care of people. We build systems that meet regulations, and those regulations are not right.
Mhm.
And most of our systems are built from regulation to human, and it should be from human to regulation. And
Yeah.
so, like, for me, that's our driving force. Like, it's time that we start to build systems that actually help the people they're supposed to help and not leave it up to the people that we voted for.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, they're supposed to be helping us, but really it ends up being we fall slave to these systems and then it just becomes so big and it's just like it gets ahead of us. But that's one of the main things that I like with the internet. We saw a lot of information freedom.
Yeah,
And I think now with AI, the way things are going, I think it's becoming harder and harder to, like, keep this kind of order maintained how it was before, when the only option you had was to watch TV, and sure, it comes with some downsides, right? You get flooded with so much information, but I think it's important to kinda, like, put the value of something like this out there, especially for, like, younger kids, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
so they don't get stuck.
Yeah, I mean, the news, that's a whole nother system, right? Like,
Yeah.
how many people don't even have access to news? And I mean, I don't even know the number, but it's a lot. It's a huge number. So think about the people that the algorithms that feed people the same news because it's what they like, right? And you never get the other side or all the real facts, or you don't even know what's true and what's not anymore because half of the advertisements are fake people that are being paid to pretend to be real people. It's like all just like what happened? What I fell asleep,
Yeah.
woke up, and it's Idiocracy, the movie.
No, absolutely. And it's getting like that's why I think like systems like this are so important. And from what it sounds like, this is gonna give a lot of access to a lot of different people. Do you know what your price point was gonna be for somebody to get something like this?
Yeah, we actually so like, social aspect, completely free. Like, you can,
Wow,
live feed, like, live chat rooms, all that stuff, totally free.
that's
There's gonna
awesome.
be free events, contests, community challenges based on zip codes, and we'll do, like, contests and grant giveaways and all that stuff. All that'll be completely free for everybody. The advisors, they get to charge their own rates for like they can host live events, they can sell their own content, and you can book sessions with them. So, it depends on what they charge, but I think the lowest rate was like $25 for 15 minutes with an advisor. And then we have membership packages, and those membership packages, you're only paying anytime you access AI or a human, and that's what you're paying for. And so we have
Mm,
different tiers that actually start at $39 a month. And
wow.
probably the best deal is the $99 a month, and you get unlimited access to AI and a human. And we base that
Wow.
on like, the average business consultant in the United States makes $500 an hour. So
Mm.
doing $99 a month.
Yeah, that's incredible value, man. And even just to be able to talk to one of those people, like, is so invaluable. I can't even stress that enough because, like, I just even for me personally, I wouldn't be having the success that I've had without speaking to some of these people, and
Well, you
no
need
one's
to be
gonna.
an advisor on the app too, man. Like, we need to talk about that.
Yeah, I'd love to.
We also, I mean, I also, I didn't tell you, but I was born in New Jersey, so we have like so much in common that
Oh man,
I'm just
you're
saying.
from you're from the street with me, man. What what part of Jersey do you
I was born in Lakewood, like Lakewood Hospital, and
Oh,
then
I know where that is. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
yeah, most of my family's in Freehold though. It's like probably like 40 minutes from you or something.
Yeah, yeah. No, super close, man. That's awesome. What
Yeah.
made you go to North Carolina?
Similar to you, like we moved around a lot. I've actually lived in
Mm.
like 22 different cities.
Wow.
Yeah.
I thought I was moved around a lot.
Yeah. We
It gives
obviously
you a cool perspective though, no?
oh, yeah. like reinvention, man. You get to
Yeah.
like reinvent yourself every 2 years. Like, you
Yeah.
know, new friends, new things.
But you know what that does is, like, even lately with, like, a lot of the stuff that's going on, having that different perspective of not being sometimes people get so tied down to, like, their city and their identity and who they are, and but being able like, moving around and doing that whole reset, it really gives you a different perspective to what's really important, you know what I mean? Like, you're not tied down to some ideas that people have had here for, like, 200 years or whatever the case may be.
Yeah, I can
So
hear it. You see things differently, you know?
yeah,
You
yeah.
hear
No, when I was younger, you'd think it's a curse, but then as you get older, almost everything bad that happened in my life ended up being a blessing.
I know, I know. People always ask that question, like, what do you regret or what would you change? And it's nothing. This is this is how all of that made me me. Like I don't want anything, to go away. Even though I remember being so mad at my parents every time we moved. But now they know, like I'm like, thank you so much for doing that.
It's funny how that happens, man, yeah. But, once you launch this app, do you already have advisors on board ready to go? Like, it's all
Yeah, we have 30 well, we have 30 partners with other companies.
Mhm.
We have an affiliate program, so you can get discounts, and the system will suggest things for you to use or services for you to use when you need them. And yes, we have 25 advisors. We're looking for 25 more before the end of March. So
Nice, man. And how have you been reaching out to people, like, to find out about this app? Like, what's been
it's all of it so far is word of mouth. Our marketing campaign doesn't start for another 3 weeks, which is crazy. Like we have guerrilla marketing actually starting. Our first like guerrilla marketing stuff is going to happen at South by Southwest in Austin in at the beginning of March. But no, it's just been all the word of mouth. We have 1,300 people signed up for the beta, and we'll
wow,
probably pick 100 to like go through the first round of beta testing and see how it goes.
that's awesome. You any social media or anything?
We have put nothing into social media or on Instagram. We have LinkedIn,
Mhm.
TikTok, Reddit. We're on every social media. And we're redoing our website right now for launch to start at, right now it's just like a mystery of what we're doing. And so you'll actually have like product stuff and other information on there. But
No,
uh,
that's awesome, man.
yeah, the website Sidekicks, SIDEKIXHQ.com.
Awesome, man. So yeah, listen, let everybody know where they could find you, like all across, whether it's IG, whatever, and
Yeah.
so anybody watching could find you because I think this is amazing.
Yeah, I think pretty much consistently Sidekicks HQ.
Mhm.
If you want to reach out to me directly, it's James at sidekickshq.com.
Awesome, man. Well, listen, I appreciate you coming on and giving us this time, this insight, man. It was an absolute blast talking with you.
Hey,
I
man.
appreciate you, man,
No,
and
no.
I wish you luck
Pleasure
on
is all
everything,
mine.
brother.
Pleasure is all mine. I appreciate it, man.
Thank you, brother.
Yeah, thank you.